Rice is the staple food for half of the world's population, and in sub-Saharan Africa, the consumption keeps growing. Here in Nigeria, there are go-to places to find this item in bulk, and we're in one of them as part of our continued focus on the big market. Welcome to Community Report. I am Dari Ido. The recent sharp increase in international food prices has already slowly started to feed into domestic consumer prices in some regions. As retailers are unable to absorb the rising cost, they are passing the increases to consumers. The food supply chain disruptions caused by the pandemic translated into an increase in price across food items in the country. Insecurity in some regions, ranging from incessant attacks on farmers by herdsmen to banditry and kidnappings, have further worsened the situation, leading to a greater risk of food crisis. The increase in consumer food price predates the pandemic. In Nigeria, weak consumer purchasing power, continuous threats on food security, and a host of other factors have led to consumers and even food vendors complaining. We visited the Edo market in Lagos, where a lot of consumables are sold. First, at the rice market. At this market, sales of locally made rice is their forte. At every point and corner of the market, there is always one person moving a bag or bags of rice on their head in a truck or a cart. Adeola Salami is the chairman of the rice section at Edo Market. He says the business of locally made rice is picking up despite the challenges.
No, you know why people are saying that the rice is going up now is that they say farmer cannot go into the farm because of herdsmen. That's what the millers always tell us. Say the farmers are not be able to go to the farm. So that's why they say the little paddy they see is what they take to make the rice. That is why the rice costs. Then transportation, again, like this season now, we find it difficult to get motor. The motor we are carrying 200, 220, we carry 340, 320 from the north. If the local rice is okay now, you know, we have used to foreign rice right from beginning, and you know mentality of our people, foreign rice. We have a local rice that is better than foreign rice now because it has no chemical preservation at all. It's 100% good rice. It's better than foreign rice. But you know our people, they didn't realize. You know, so many local rice now is good for body. Like you buy foreign rice, maybe they have harvested for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They preserve it with chemical. But you know, our mentality doesn't care. We buy, we say foreign rice. But now we have a good Nigerian rice. Our people have been patronizing Nigerian rice now. We are selling for people who want to resell it. Although some of people that they need, we don't want to discourage them. That's why we sell for them. But we sell quantity 200, 250, 300. 100 bags, 50 bags. That's how we sell.
We are seeking more answers to know how the steady price increase is affecting the demand and supply. And Sheyi Odemuyiwa, who is a player in the food business, puts things in perspectives.
There are other contributing factors that, you know, brings about price increases and decreases. For example, the cost of production of the product itself. That is also a factor to consider. The cost of procuring of raw materials, which is paddy, to mill the rice. Also, that is also a factor to consider. Now, in a situation where paddy has gone up, obviously other contributing factors or costs would be added on to the cost of production. And hence, the price or the resale or cost price for us and the resale price obviously would go up. So that is part of the reasons why price goes up and comes down. Now, when paddy goes up, is probably as a result of non-availability of the products. So the aggregators are looking for, and obviously demand and supply factors come into play. Again, if the paddy is not really available, it's not, the price of rice will go up. If it is available, then obviously it will come down to some degree. Another issue that also costs increment in sell price of rice is, we still have issues of smuggled products still coming into Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria has a huge border land base, and it's not easy to more or less secure. So you have all these areas in which people who want to venture into that sort of business, try to bring it in. Now, when that comes in into play, it also adds into sort of instability within the market prices. So it might actually cause the price of rice to come down drastically. And the reasons are, one, once people smuggle rice through different land borders, obviously the rice is more or less imported. It would come from countries from different parts of the world, India, Thailand, all these countries, and this are all subject to exchange rates of which the countries in which they smuggle them through. So that is also a contributing factor to prices increasing and decreasing in the market. We're always at the mercies of the transportation industry. Sometimes you have them coming and the price will be reasonable, and sometimes the price will not be so reasonable. And some of the factors that cause that is when the transporters decide that the transportation of rice for them is not really viable at that period in time, they'd rather go pick some different goods like maybe tomatoes or cow or whatnot. Then obviously the price of transporting rice at that point would be a lot higher compared to the normal price that it would be. So even at seasonal periods as well, there's always demand for different types of goods. So the demand that is much more higher would cause prices to go up, and that's part of the reasons why you have that fluctuation in the price of transportation as well. Yeah. So if vehicles are not readily available, you have to pay what price is available at that point in time.
Also at the Ido market, there's a bean section, trucks lined up with bags self-loaded on a daily basis. It is the depot, and people travel from far and near to buy at this market.
Firstly, like this now, we call it drum or olutu. Like 2-3 weeks ago, we set the bag rate of 50-52. But as of today, which I just resumed today now, this is the bag. As of today, we are selling 65,000. As of today. Like 3 weeks ago, this we sell it rate of 28. This is, we call it oloyin, or we call it honey beans. Like 3 weeks ago, we sell it 28, 29. As I was talking now today, this is the bag. We do this one, it's not bag, half bag. As I today, we are selling 35,000 naira. Like this white beans now. Like 4 weeks ago, we sell it at the rate of 45,000. The big bag. I will show you the bag. Come inside. This is the bag. As of today, we are selling 50,000 naira. As of today. Like this one is also white beans, but it's small, it's not iron beans. Like last 3 weeks, we sell it at the rate of 40,000. But for today now, we are selling 43,000 naira. So the price now, at least difference of 6,000-7,000 as added last like 3-4 weeks ago.
Okay, so what are the factors responsible for this hike in prices?
For me, I can say maybe because of our economy. Secondly, maybe because before the trailer bring the goods from north, before they are buying the diesel, maybe 180, 190, but now they are buying it 300 and something thousand. So all the expenses, they will add it on top our goods. So that one, it can make the goods to increase also. In Nigeria, we don't have regulation of price, so that everybody is doing his own. If you have your own now, you can sell it 200 naira. I go to another place, your own is 300 naira. If I like, I will buy. If I don't like, I leave. And let me tell you once again, why this beans also cost. One, because of this issue of Boko Haram issue. Those farmers that plant these beans, most of them, they have killed. Most of them, they run away. So the little, maybe before we are generating like 10 million, but we can't generate 5 million again. So you understand? That's why it includes to the price of the beans to go up also. That one even include also.
In September 2021, food prices in Nigeria increased considerably compared to September 2020. Beans, maize, and oil prices increased the most. In particular, the price of beans grew by 60% compared to the previous year, while the price of palm oil added up to 40% more. Among all selected food products, none recorded a decrease in price. Away from Lagos, Garki Market in Abuja is the home for food items serving many residents in the area. The market offers a wide range of food items at wholesale and retail prices. In recent times, pricing has been an issue not only at the market. The sharp increase in the prices of food items is hitting traders and consumers hard across the country. Chinedu Obu sells cooking condiments and recipe at the Garki Market. He gives a rundown of the hike of price of commodity and how this is affecting his business.
People like to buy, but the money is too much. Even we where they sell them, sometimes our conscience they judge us because of the price. You go even hard us to tell them the price because it's too much. Times 5 or more than 5 cents. Okay, look at ordinary bone now. This bone now. Before it's 10,000, 8,000 years back. But now see the bag there. This very one. You see the bag. It's 70,000 naira now. Apart from transport. Before we begin the tie small. Before we can be able to see radar, buy radar, pay transport, consular. Even common radar is 1,000 naira a packet. And Ebono, you see Ebono, ba? This is Ebono. We'll get this one in Nigeria here. All those ones that I'm showing you is foreign. Understand, ba? But this very one now is Nigeria, this Ebono now. Before bag is 25,000, 30,000. But now it's 100,000. See ordinary pepper. This pepper is in Nigeria here. Understand? Bag is 15,000. You can get mudu 200 naira, 150. But per mudu now is 1,000 naira. So now you the talk now, ordinary pepper. Like Gary talk about Gary. Before, Euro Gary is 5,000, 4,500. But now it's 24,000 naira. Some farmers, they used to complain that they cannot be able to go farm again. They used to kill them on farm. I don't know, maybe I won't call their name, but everybody knows their name. Because of my own life, I will not call their name. But me and you know it. Understand? People that is farming pepper now, maybe somebody is farming 10 bag, then kill the person. That 10 bag don't go forever. Understand, ba? That person where they kill inside farm, where they farm that 10 bag, nobody can be like that person again for life. Somebody that is farming something like 10 bags of garri every year. If they kill her inside farm, that 10 bags of garri don't go forever. And nobody can be like that human being again. Now so it be. You talk about lead oil. Lead oil by this time, lead oil is supposed to be 3,000 naira can. 4,500. Highest, it turned too much, it's 5,000. But my brother, look at it now. Let us use 25,000 naira. Per bot is 800, 700 naira. Understand? And many things. Ogusi, still come on Ogusi. Ogusi is not in Lagos, it's not in American or whatever. It's in Nasarawa here. Pamud is 1,500 naira. Because farmers is complaining they cannot be able to go farm again. They used to kill them for farm. Okay, look at yam. We don't know the time when new yam come out. We don't know the time where old one go. Old one and new one at the same price. Even as me and you they talk now. Everything have changed. We don't know. Make government to help us. Understand? Poor man cannot be able to cook soup now. Before you can be able to afford a pot of soup, 5,000 naira. Sometimes if you drop 2,000 for your wife, he go even carry and stone you. Say, so, one kind 2,000 do. And we will say we dey inside market. We don't blame them.
Kola Olawi is another trader at the Gaiki market. He says it is a hard time across the food supply chain.
We are facing a lot of challenges in doing our businesses now, unlike before. Let me take you back. Like Gari, I used to buy Gari from JF farms in Gambari in Kwara State before. A bag of Gari then, I used to buy 10,000, 9,000 naira. Now, I'm buying 16,500, 17,000 naira. Jebu Gari, same thing with Jebu Gari. Beans, also, by this time last year, we were buying a bag of honey beans like this. Let's say 20,000. Now, if I go to market now, I have to cough out nothing less than 40,000 to buy now. So we are facing a lot of challenges due to economic situation in the country. The increment in the diesel, gas that used to supply our goods to us too is not helping matters. In fact, there is an increment in everything, drastic increment. So I'm telling you the reality. We are facing a lot of challenges now, and people are finding it difficult too. As of last year, a mudu of Gari goes for 300, 400. Now, 600 per mudu. So, it's not easy. It's not easy. Why Alubo, for instance, now, mudu of Amala last year goes for 700, 800. Now, as I'm speaking with you now, 1,200, 1,300 per mudu. A bag goes for 60,000. Why last year it was 35, 40. The civil servants, I don't see any drastic increment in their salary, but when it comes to markets now, what they buy yesterday, I can tell you categorically is not what they will buy today, not to talk of tomorrow. So government, nobody, to me, the way I see it, is as if government are not doing their job. As if nobody is in charge. Everybody will just wake up this morning and say, this is how much I want to sell my market. Nobody to say, oh yeah, this is what we have to do. This is normal price we have to sell. No, we don't have that. Control price in Nigeria, we don't have. We don't have. I can tell you, I've been in this business over 2 decades, over 20 years. So in years, that I must have gathered enough experience to tell you the reality. Nobody is in charge. Not everybody will just wake up now. This is how much I want to say. If you go to market where we used to buy beans or Gari now, the so-called middlemen, they will be the one hijack the whole things, buy the whole stores, take it to storage. So no, the following morning, the following month, they will just come out. They are the one to determine the price of the market for us. It's one of the challenges we are facing. So government needs to wake up. They need to wake up and discharge their duties properly. People are feeling the heat. Despite I'm into business, the food store business, sometimes I pity customers when they come to buy. It's not easy.
We move to other parts of the market. The story of increase reigns across the market, but there are those who believe the steady increase has always been there.
People are trying their best Despite the situation of things, people are trying. You know, this is consuming things, people must eat. That is just it. For some time now, a tuber of yam has been on 1,000 naira, and it have not much increase. Then egg was 1,500, 1,006, but now just a little bit 1,700 for a crate.
The agriculture supply chain is long and could be complex. Depending on the item, Godwin Udo works with a farm, speaks on the distribution, processes and other key factors that may affect pricing.
The supply chain is quite huge. I think it starts from, since we produce gari, so it starts from the stem breeders. The stem breeders tend to breed the stem, get it ready, and then sell to the farmers. The farmers take them, plant them, harvest the cassava, and then we, the processors, that's where we take it from there. We process the gari, and then we have like a network of market and traders we work with that buy in wholesales. So after they've made their pre-orders and the amounts they would need, so we contact the transport companies, take this the various bags of gari they have ordered to them. So the supply chain is between the stem breeders, the farmers, the processors, the off-takers. From the off-takers, I'm talking about both the middlemen and the market traders, which in turn sells to the small retail outlets or persons who come to the market like this too. You know, for funding, agricultural-wise, it's not affordable. Okay, I'm saying that because, for instance, with commercial banks, there are no moratoriums. Okay, by that I mean, if you take a loan, for instance, CBN now, for instance, they give you a duration of 1 year, before you start paying your loan with interest. And so the moratorium is good with CBN, but accessing that the competition is really high. Okay, so for commercial banks, they give you a loan with 25% interest, and you're expected to pay the next month. And so who would want to really take that? So it's not affordable. That's what I'm trying to say for funding. For transportation, okay, so we've had some transportation gap as a result of bad roads. That leads to longer durations of taking it from point A to point B. I'm talking about from the factory now to the end users or to the clients we're dealing with. As a result, you get to consume more diesel. Diesel is expensive, so we've had that transportation issues. For climate change, okay, so yes, rain this year was pretty short, right? Okay, so it came in late and then finished early rather. Came in late, I think it came around May, then finished late. So you see, you need, if farmers have to have a higher yield, it means they have to be more rainfall. That determines the quantity of products they get, you see. So if that is reduced, that also hikes up the price due to scarcity. So these are the challenges that we have been facing in the business as a processing organization. The prices definitely has differed. As at last year from the factory, we were selling a kg of gari for 220, 250, 1 kg from the factory, we who are processing. But now it's sold for about 450, 480. Okay, basin was selling for, as at early last year, 1,800, 1,900. A basin has like some number of paint buckets in it, I think about 4 or 5. And then now it's selling for roughly 4,000 naira, 3,800, 4,500, thereabouts. Okay, depending on the market demand. So the prices definitely has really increased. In fact, the duration is a bit shocking. For percentage, we can't be very specific, but if we have to put a number to it, we're looking at about 50%. Okay, so if we're selling, if for instance, like I said, you're buying something for 1,800, that's for a basin, and now it sells for about 4,000. You see, it's about 50%, right? So that's how it has been for the pricing, the percentage in terms of pricing. It has been up And I think it's still going higher with the look of things, okay?
That's our show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Darido. See you next time, and bye for now.